Hi everyone! The look I did today was inspired by Kim Kardashian. I recently ran across a picture of her on her personal website, which I'll provide the link to in the underbar. And I just love the makeup look she was wearing, so I wanted to try to recreate it. And it's all about building intensity as you get closer to the waterline, and it kind of has a nice warm glow around the eye. So I'll show you how to get this look and the techniques I use so you don't end up with a thick ring of dark shadow around your eye like a raccoon. I know nobody wants that. And also I'll post the link to my blog in the underbar, which has a list of all the products I use and some more pictures. So you can check that out as well. So if you want to see how to get this look, keep watching. I've already used a really good primer all over my lid and under my lower lash line. I used Urban Decay Primer Potion, and now I'm going to use Painterly Paint Pot by MAC just to even out some of the discolorations and freckles I have on my lid. And you just want to use we'll take a little bit underneath, since we'll be putting some color down there. The next step is very important. I'm using MAC Paint Pot in Constructivist, and if you really want to get that super defined liner look that really makes the eye pop, you want to make sure to use a warm brown shadow. If you were to use a cool brown, you'd probably find that your black liner we put on later would just kind of blend in with that cool brown. They kind of share the same tone. That's when you start to get that raccoon eye look, and that's definitely not something we're going for. So I'm using any small fluffy blending brush will do. I'm using MAC 217 to distribute the shadow, and the shape is really important as well. We're making sure to pull up the color in a rounded shape towards the top, and then when you come in towards the center of your eye, or towards the inner corner of your eye, you can make a wiggling up and down motion to place the color there. Then, using my large flat Sonia Kashuk brush from Target, I'm going to take some more of that Constructivist Paint Pot. I really like this color for this look. It's perfect. And just run it underneath my lower lash line. Don't be afraid to be liberal with this step as well, because this is really what's going to give you that pretty glowy, smoked out look all around your eye that Kim has in the picture. To top that off, I'm using Espresso by MAC, but you can use any warm brown shadow. And make sure it's matte as well. I'm packing that on as close to the lash line as I can. I can turn my brush sideways and make a windshield wiper motion, and that'll blend it pretty nicely upwards. If you get any smudges or spots like that, don't worry about it. We'll be blending in a second. This doesn't have to be perfect. It's kind of the beauty of this look. Taking a little bit more of Espresso underneath as well, smoking it out. Now, using any large fluffy blending brush, I'm using this one from Ulta. It's Studio Basics. This is a great blending brush. It was a great find. I'm using my favorite blending brow color, which is actually a bronzer. It's NARS bronzer in Laguna. It's not too shimmery, so it works really well. And at the edge of color, I'm just sweeping that over top, and it really warms up the edges of the Espresso eyeshadow. Okay, for my highlight, I'm using Fire in Her Eyes by MAC. I'm sticking with one that's not as shimmery, because the rest of the look is so dramatic, you don't really need a whole lot of shimmer on the brow. Okay, and in the inner corner, just a little vertical motion to place that color like so. To build intensity towards the lash line, I'm using a creamy eyeliner. This is Stila Eye Kajal in Onyx. You can use any creamy eyeliner that you're comfortable blending. I'm tapping that towards the outside edge of my upper lash line. You don't need to use a lot of this. It's super blendable. Then with a smudge brush, this is a Sonia Kashuk smudge brush from Target, I want to pull the edges of that color upwards and inwards until the edges of the shape start to disappear. But first, it really helps to wipe off your smudging brush That way you don't have a bunch of extra color that it'll make it harder to blend that way. So as you can see, I'm just pulling this upwards until the edges of it, the top edge of it kind of disappears off into the rest of my lid like that. Since this built our intensity, but it's still really, really dark, and we are going for more of a warm look around the eye, I'm using Smashbox eyeshadow in Java. This is a super warm shade. It's almost like the color of espresso grounds. It's really, really pretty. And again, I'm repeating the same process, packing it on as close to the lash line as possible, and see how that really warms everything up and gives it a nice earthy look. So I'm going to wipe this brush off again and start blending the edge of color upwards like we've been doing. This is going to even build our intensity towards the lash line even deeper. And once you get it to the intensity you want it, you can even pull it up into the crease just a little bit, swirling your pencil brush. This is from Coastal Scents. To finish off the look, I'm using my Stila eye pencil again in the upper and lower waterline. And then I'll show you how to blend that out to get that nice, thick, super defined eyeliner. Okay. Make sure you get this outer corner. Just wiggle your liner around in the outer corner so you don't have a little pink dot right here. Bring it in a little bit. Then with any synthetic angled liner brush like this one, this is from Coastal Scents. Ooh, it doesn't have a number on it, but it's the pink set. I'm going to smudge the upper lash line a bit with this. I just comb through the base of my lashes a bit, and that really blends it very well. Then to get that thick line on the bottom, just start blending it into the base of the lower lashes and pull it down a little bit more on the outer edge. Just start pulling it down a bit. Not too much. You want to have a light hand with this, because once you pull it down too far, it's really hard to take that back. So you want to make sure you are careful. And you can graze your inner corner with this brush just to get some liner in there to connect it. And to set that, I'm using MAC's Carbon. Any matte black will work, of course. I like this one because it doesn't irritate my eye. Some black shadows make my eyes water. And I'm tapping that along the, kind of in between the lash line and where the lid meets. Just wedge it in there. It'll really make your eyelashes look longer. And a little bit more of Carbon. Just graze your lash line to set what's in your waterline. You don't want to actually take the brush into your waterline, just lightly graze it. And then you can start pulling it down to set what's on what you've pulled down and blended onto your lower line. And you're finished. So to finish off this completely, I'm going to put on some mascara, and I'll be back to show you what I did with my cheeks and my lips. And for the rest of my face, I just used a little bit of bronzer. I used Laguna again on a large paddle brush by Coastal Scents, and just dusted it on the areas that the sun would naturally hit my face. And then for a little bit of a highlight, I use Smashbox Artificial Light in the color Flash. You dab it on the top of your cheekbones, really gives you this pretty reflective artificial light. Just bounces off your cheekbones, and it's really gorgeous. And then for a nice nude lip, I chose Bare Minerals Buxom lipstick, and this is a lip liner, a lipstick, and a lip plumper all in one. And this is the color Marrakesh. So use a little bit of that. And then on top of that, for a little touch of pink, I use the Smashbox Double Take Lip Color in Gossamer, and I use the lip color side, which is this color. A little bit of NARS Turkish Delight, of course. And that's the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to everybody soon. Bye!